Cut. Okay, there it is. Tenfold, baby. What's tenfold?
It's a supplement company based out of Dallas.
What kind of supplements?
It's like pre-workouts, thermogenics, and stuff like that. I was sponsored with them. I think 2 years ago. Jordan, the guy who owns it's a good buddy of mine. He's a man, super incredible athlete, uh, Olympic lifter, like just so an awesome role model. Guy, I think he's 30. I think he's my age, 30, between 30 and 32, and dude is shredded, bro. Like,
Dude, nice.
like shredded, and definitely a role model in the fitness world. Dude's a beast. Trains like high athletes, like high level athletes, a lot of NFL players, stuff like that. I met him. He actually started doing jujitsu, and he came in and like we just kicked it off, dude. We became friends like that, and I'm actually going to start using him for strength and conditioning here in the next, not for Pans, but I think for Master Worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some of the beauty of jujitsu is it brings like this whole network of people together that have different specialties and just having all of that in house under one roof. There's
Yeah,
something said about that. It's a special kind of gumbo, if you will, a nice little mix.
yeah, you put whatever you want in there.
That's exactly right.
Just not potato salad.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Um, yeah, dude. So what's been up? It's been a minute since we last connected. I know we had some phone calls and everything since I've been on the show, but I know I see I haven't really talked to you too much since you opened your academy and everything. How's that going for you?
Oh man, great. It's been busy. Just day to day life, work, family, wife, and then running the gym full time. Um, it's hard work. It's every day. I'm at the gym every day. I don't miss a day. Um, I have some high level I have some high level like upper belts. I would say high level. Like Igor's our main instructor. I've been training with Igor for about 8 years. He's a Soul Fighters black belt, second degree under tank, and so he helps me with the curriculum for the adult class.
Awesome.
And then I utilize that for the teen class. So their teens are running the same thing as the adults, and I do it all like all of my instructors or coaches all run if they're running a class. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, if they're running a class, they're doing the same stuff. It's the same thing. So if you go to a 6 a.m. class and then you come at 6:30 at night, you're not going to be confused. You're going to walk in. You're going to know what the position of the day is, and we keep that position for the whole week. Again, most of our students are white belts, so
Mhm.
you can't just keep showing them random positions because
Yeah.
they're never going to learn. And that's when you get a white belt who is just doing random stuff instead of actually like utilizing proper technique. We just had like 7 athletes at Jiu Jitsu World League to add to the Soul Fighters team, and everyone placed but two. But everyone that competed, dude, they did the same positions that we taught. Like everything we taught, and Igor and I are like freaking out, high fiving each other, like, "Oh, it worked, yes!"
Oh, you gotta love it when that happens.
And it's incredible, dude, because these people just grow. Go, my dog, go, go. He's all hyped up when he's outside. But yeah, man, it's incredible to see how like somebody who just joined 4 or 5 months ago can go compete and utilize the positions that we've taught in the past 4 months. It's incredible. So,
Man,
but
they only have 4 or 5 months and they jumping in those competitions.
yeah, we don't force anybody. We inspire you to do it. We talk about how competing lets you see your improvements. Um, and even if you don't want to compete, I think everyone should compete at least once just to get the feel for it. Competition's good, regardless if you're a hobbyist or like a full time athlete. Competition's good. Even if you go to a local one, you can go do a major local. You can do whatever. It's just fun. And then the community is so small, dude. I love it. Everyone knows everybody, um, and everyone kind of looks out for everybody. Kind of, even though there's different teams, you still kind of have love from each other. There's so much history in it. It's incredible, dude. That's why I love it. Is everyone knows everyone in some point. So
And
Um,
we share something super special, which is that competition, gladiator mindset when you're on the mats. Not a lot of people risk things like that in their lives, just to go out there and to see what they're made of. It's
yeah,
kind of like
exactly.
Fight Club in a way, If it's your first night at Fight Club, you got to fight. And if you're in a jiu-jitsu gym training, it's good to get up in the mix and see how you're progressing and see how your skills have a chance to evaluate yourself, not to compare yourself, but just to have an understanding of your own readiness if something should ever go down, or if what you're learning is effective. And the fact that your students are hitting all the moves of the class, that's an amazing testament to jujitsu and y'all's ability as coaches. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
No, man. Every coach there is. I have Coach Chris, Professor Chris. He's a black belt under Mycon from Grit over here in Plano. He lives by me. He's teaching the 6 a.m. classes. I have Igor Paiva, two-time world champion. He's our head instructor. And then him and Bruno run the curriculum. So I'm running the same curriculum for Soul Fighters in Allen.
Awesome.
So, and then I coach Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I got my buddy James Blue Belt. He's coaching my homeschool program. He's one of my competitors. Young guy, 27, has a bright future in it. I'm super excited for him. And then I have Coach Brooklyn. She's a teen. She's a part of the Soul Fighters comp team. So she helps me with the toddlers, like the littles, and then she also helps me with the preteen. And then Erica, dude, Erica, my wife, she's training like 2 a days, like sometimes 3 times.
Good
Like
for her, man.
she's killing it, dude. I'm super pumped for her. Um, she's competing at Dallas Open, so I get to watch her compete for the first time.
Let's
Yeah,
go. Man,
yeah.
you didn't want to have her in a little local competition first before
No,
throwing her in something like that?
go big or go home, dude. One and done, baby. That's what I told her. She has one match. That's it.
Okay. I
So
love
one and done. One and done. You get your first experience. Let's go. And then
that.
open class. My
That must be so exciting, to have her not only as like a husband, but just as
wife.
well, just that like that
Yeah.
dynamic. To have her not only be like supporting it, but actually present in the
Yeah.
gym. You know, that is, I'm sure, because with the gym and your other job, how's the home life, work life balance and everything? So I mean, I'm just sure that that's great that she's there, and y'all just get to spend some time together doing something.
Yeah. It's hard, dude. Having the day job and the and having the business, it's hard. I have an amazing business partner. He helps me out. He does a lot of back end stuff. And I do a lot of the front end, kind of run the show, kind of operations and stuff like that. So overall, it's been hard, but worth it. It's worth every minute of it, and that's the thing. Like, because I was teaching anyway after work, so I was like, well, I love doing this. Why not take an opportunity and go for it, right? Like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and I believe in that quote 100%. And I was just like, man, I think it's time. And like, you just have, if you feel like it's time, dude, just go and do it. Teaching's always been something I've done. I've always liked teaching, so for me, it just made sense. And then being able to do something you love, um, it's not about the money. If people say it's about the money, then they're in the business. They're wrong for the business because they're not looking out for their students' best, like their best outcome, man. And for me, I truly do it for the passion. There's not a lot of money in it.
See,
Like, I
I
mean,
don't.
I've
I,
been open. I've been open 4 months, and like we're profitable. We're making profit after 4 months, which is really unheard of. Um, but truly believe in the culture that I have there. Like the culture there is,
yeah,
it,
yo,
it- our population in women is insane.
wonderful.
We have like, and I mean, I've trained at gyms where there was no women or people didn't want women training there. Uh, and now, like my gym has, I think we have 20 women on board. Like,
Wow, man.
so like it's super. Like there's classes when I go in, it's like 10 women, one guy.
Do y'all have a specific women's only training class, or it's just kind of everybody still in the mix?
Everyone's still in the mix. We don't have a women's only class. We plan once we grow a little more, dude. That's my goal, right? The more we grow, the more I add, the more the more it's going to benefit all of the students. I don't increase the pricing for students. If you're a member with me already, I don't increase anything. I kind of leave it. I leave your membership alone. It's month to month, no contract. I'm not how, dude. If you don't want to train there, just tell me. I'll cancel your membership. I don't care. Like I truly do it for the love of it. Like, and that's the difference. There's a lot of people that think like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire off of this, and you can definitely do it.
Yeah,
Do it because you love it. Don't do it because you think it's going to make a crap load of money. If you love it, the money comes, bro. Because then people see that you're truly passionate about it and that
right.
you truly care about them. And I've trained at a lot of gyms that's not like, and that's not including gyms that I was committed to. Those are gyms like I've doing what I do. I get to go to a lot of gyms and visit, and I'm not knocking anybody, but there's a lot of gyms that like the culture is like it's cool, but it's not like there's not like a family culture. And I'm not gonna call my students families because I mean to me they are because I'm with them 6 hours a day. But like I want them to feel like that they're important. And if something, dude, I reach out to my students. If they're not there after 2 3 days, I personally or Erica personally reaches out to them.
Mm,
There's a difference. You create that personal connection. I know all my students by names, and we're at 85 students.
wow, man, congrats.
So thank you. And I know all of them by name. And if I don't know their name, I get like Ivan, my buddy. He's a blue belt at my gym. Ivan, I call his nickname is Sancho. Like, that's just he on his back of his patches. It says Sancho on it, bro, and that's what I call him. Hey, yo, Sancho, I love it. And you create that relationship, and like forever, he'll
Yeah,
always be Sancho for the rest of my
I
life.
know. It's beautiful.
I love that dude. He's awesome.
Man, you giving me so many talking points just in the short time we've been talking already. But just to overemphasize how much passion plays a role in this sport and personal development and what what that means to your students and everything else like that, dude. Like when we first started training together, hands down, you're the most passionate person really I've ever met about who's about that business in jujitsu because even when we started training, you were always talking to me about like different worlds that's going on, all these competitions, these big name athletes and everything. You always stay up to date in the sport. What is it about jujitsu? Where did your love for jujitsu come from?
Man, when I moved to Dallas, when
And
I
that was
when I
before
moved,
you came to New Orleans?
so like I liked jujitsu. I was always intrigued by it. I knew that like Brazilian jiu-jitsu was something, but I didn't know much about it when I first started training, and I think it was like back in 2011 when I started training. Can you hear
Mhm.
me? And
Yeah, I can hear you.
so
I'm trying to pay attention to the live stream I got on the gram at the same time to see if anybody's got questions.
no worries. But yeah, no. So like I've always liked jujitsu, but I think that transition when I moved to Dallas really. I mean, I've been doing it consistently almost every day for the past 8 years. Like
Mhm.
if I missed the day, it's because I was on my deathbed, like dying, or like Erica was having the babies. I didn't miss. Like Erica would come with me. She used to hate jujitsu, dude. She used to hate it. She would come with me every day, dude. My work schedule at that time, I would schedule it to where I can go train at noon and train at like at night too.
Wow.
Like I changed it. Like Tank was a big part of that, bro. Tank helped me. Like he showed me that like I love this stuff and like super thankful for him, man. And once I found that gym, dude, I was that was it. I fell in love. I stayed. Like that was and like I'm Soul Fighters till the end. Like that's the culture. I loved it. It was a competitive culture. Everyone in there wanted you to be the best you can be. They pushed you all the time. If you were having a bad day, dude, I would go in there, dude. I used to cry on the mats, like if I was having a bad training session, and like Tank would give me my pep talk, like,
I know
hey,
you take it so serious.
but it was but that's what I love about it. It's the blood, sweat, and tears, bro, and it's real. Like it's real. And that was the culture that Tank still has till this day. Like I went and trained there, man, like 2 weeks ago, and I got my butt whooped because I haven't been training. Like I've been training with my guys, and then like teaching a lot more. So like my training went from like 4 to 5 days a week to like 2 3 days a week, and but teaching has helped my game so much
Health
because now I'm like
aspect.
my technique is a lot better. I do knee slices way better. I do my passing is so much better now just because I'm paying attention to grips.
Right.
Because the grips is like the details is so important
All
and
every
yeah, dude, it's insane how much detail there is to jujitsu, and it's there's always new details coming out. It's not just like, oh, this grip works. No, but this grip also works, and this also works. And if you do this, that's what I love about the gi, and what I love about jujitsu with that, man. But the culture in Allen was incredible, dude. And I remember my first class. I walked in, dude. I was like 270 pounds. I was fat, dude. Camila was just born. Like I didn't know what I was doing for my life. I just moved to Dallas. Um, and Erica was still in New Orleans, waiting for me to settle in, so then she can come move with the baby. And so I walked into Tank's gym, dude, and I started training. I got my butt whooped by white belts. I wanted to give my blue belt back to Tank. Tank's like, no, you earned that, like that's yours. I'm gonna get you to where you need to be, is what he told me. And dude, I showed up every day, and then like I would go to class at night, dude, and I'd be like dead, and he would walk up to me and go, Falavinha, noon, and I'm just like, yeah.
ah
I'm like, yeah, professor.
go
I would walk out, go in my car. I'm like, what am I doing, bro? And
ah
then I wouldn't go. Like, I mean, I would go, but I'd be like, I'm an idiot. But then when I'd show up, man, I remember all like there's like I went into like one of the Flow Grappling days when Flow Grappling was like filming for Soul Fighters, and I walked in. And it was like João, Gabriel Hosha, Hugo Marcus, Marcus Atalante, um, Nathan from I forgot his last name. The dude that raps all the time. I love him, dude. He's awesome.
Nathan Mendelson.
Yeah, him. He was there.
That dude's
Dude,
fun.
there's so many people, dude, and like I was like one of the only like lower belts there, and I'm just like, oh, I'm about to die. And I drilled a little bit, got my butt kicked. I didn't roll because I was just like they were getting ready for Worlds, so they were grabbing each other real fast. But I got to watch them train, and I appreciated jujitsu from there on out. I was like, these guys are giving up everything, and they're like, dude, they're dieting, they're doing everything right. They're busting their ass. They're training as soon as they leave there. They're going to lift, and then they're going to go teach. It's like it was insane, man. And for that, I'm forever grateful to experience that.
That's something awesome and almost exclusive to jujitsu is that you have a chance to train side by side and even with some of these high name athletes in the sport. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know that you can drop in and train with Marcelo Garcia, but you can go to his gym, you can take a class by him and things like that.
yeah,
You're not going to shoot free throws with Michael Jordan or go and swim laps with Michael Phelps. They're like almost untouchables.
yeah.
And I know a lot of them kind of are a little bit more guarded at this point because jujitsu's been growing in popularity, and of course they can't spend time with every drop in or every student. But you stick around long enough, you can be in some of these rooms with some of these high athletes in the sport. It's something amazing, and like I said, like exclusive to jujitsu.
Oh yeah, dude. And the thing is, like, there's so many unknown great talents out there that like be surprised. You'll walk into like a gym, um, you'll walk in like, dude, you go to any of these schools out here in Dallas, you'll walk in, there's some kid from Brazil or like this, Stephen Batten's one of them. He's out of Alliance Dallas. Like he's a known athlete, but he's not like a superstar. But you go in there and you get to train with him, dude, and you're second guessing your jujitsu,
Right.
like, and you're like, dude, who is this? Like he's known now, but before, I mean, I got to see him as a blue belt all the way up, and like, dude, incredible talent. like incredible. And
Oh,
like he was just in the gym, and like now he's he won worlds at brown belt.
where else? I mean, of course, these guys are going to be training. You know what I mean?
But it's like you don't expect that when you walk into a gym, and then you realize this dude's training with everybody. He's not just training. He trains with the high athletes, right? He has that time, but then he's still training at night. So like, dude, you go to Dream Art in Houston. Dream Art in Houston has nothing but like heavy hitters there, dude. Marco Mendez is there. That dude is a sav.
Yeah.
Just won worlds last year. Like that dude's incredible. Or like Lucas Pineros, bro. I know he's like a megastar now because he won worlds, but like you can go train with him at Jacare in Orlando. Pay a drop-in fee, and you get to learn from him and train with him. I actually have him come into Dallas here for right before Dallas Open for a seminar,
Awesome.
and he's running a gi seminar for me. But like, bro, he's one of the greats. He's just dominated the rooster weight in adult worlds, and then and then like 3 months later goes and wins Europeans as Master One. So it's like, dude's legit. Like the guy's incredible, man. And it's they're everywhere, and you can go to any gym. If you go to California, Florida, Dallas, there's some schools in Louisiana that have some really talented people. Just anywhere, bro. You'll walk in and just go, like, wow, like that's incredible. And that's what I love about jujitsu is that the open training with high level people is open. The mega celebrities, bro, yeah, it's gonna be hard to train with them. They have their own crew that they train with. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's probably hard to go into B team and actually, I don't know, but it'd probably be if you walked into B team, Craig Jones probably isn't teaching, you know.
Well, Greg's probably off training or training
Well,
somebody else doing Volks camp
that's
or
like
something, doing something
that's
stupid.
that's what I'm saying. Like he's doing other stuff,
But Nicky Rod's there.
but
His
yeah,
Nick Rod's there.
you're
Nick
getting.
Ryan's there. Ethan's there.
But that's what I'm saying. You still have high level guys that are there, like not the mega star, but you still have Nicky Rod. You have JB's over there. You have all sorts of people there, dude, that are like incredible talent that maybe aren't as known as Craig Jones or Gordon or any of those guys. And that's what's the beauty of jiu-jitsu. You can walk in there and train with those guys.
Right.
You can expect, but like that's the talent pool that the professors bring, right?
Mm-hmm. Dude, so I know you mentioned you had some of those students competing. What was their like average ages? Was it like a lot of adults or
So
mostly kids or teens?
Oliver was 10. Tristan was 10, but Tristan was 6, so he couldn't compete. James 27, Morgan's 25. Anto 40, I think, or 38.
Wow.
No, he's like 36, 38.
Nice, man. Because I know I just, I've been to a bunch of different gyms too, and just, the different message boards and the community. As people get a little bit older, they get a little bit of that hesitancy
Oh
to,
yeah, sure.
they don't want to get hurt. They got work the next day, and part of that is, some of the reasons why they don't train a lot. They make some of these mental excuses, which is all understandable. It's not like it's a big main excuse or anything. But what would you say to somebody who was, maybe thinking about competing, but just, they don't want to get hurt or something?
I mean, first and foremost, you're going against people your size or within your size range and your age and your skill level.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to go against a brown belt or a black belt or anything like that, right? Like unless you are that belt.
Yeah. In which
That,
case you should be able to handle it. Or
yeah,
just know when to tap, right?
I think for a competitor, a black belt who's never competed to go into like, especially like Master One, like if you're 32, 33 and you've never competed and you're a black belt and you want to compete, you're going to go against guys that have been black belts for like, you know, 10, like 4 or 5 years and been
Or
training
even,
as a little kid.
hmm,
It's a little different, but like for like white belts, blue belts, I mean, dude, if just one and done, cool.
they
What I
they got
tell my
sleeper
students,
white belts though, bro. They got some sleeper whites and blues.
for sure, for sure. But what I tell my students is like, regardless the outcome, is the fact that they went out there and did something that 90% of people will never do.
Right.
So
99% of people.
yeah, I'm giving a little bit more, right? But I'm just saying, like, there's the amount of people that actually compete is so small. So if they go boy, go. Cameron, you want to see Scoob?
Yeah, show that dog. What else, Scoob? Dude, what a lap dog, huh? Right next to you.
He's a pain in my butt, but I love him. But for them to compete, man, I would tell them like, hey, like it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Just go out there and have fun. Listen, because your coaches are going to tell you exactly what is going on and what's happening. Don't look at the clock. Just go out there and believe in yourself, right? Because
Yeah.
person that you're going against, especially if they're brand new, they're just as nervous.
Aha.
And they're just as worried.
Yeah. Something
And
I had put out a video. It probably got buried in the YouTube algorithms, but something I say to people too is, just to relax, to try to do the moves that they do in practice, right? You don't have to go out there and do anything flashy, no flying arm bars or anything. Just relax and treat it like almost like it's another day in the gym. I mean, unless you're doing worlds or like an IBJJF, which for me, I wouldn't recommend that for somebody's first competition just because the people who are doing those type of competitions, they train to a different degree. They're there to compete and to win. Some of the local competitions, I like AGF and Naga. You might find a little bit more of a hobbyist kind
yeah,
of atmosphere, and I think that's a good thing for people to start with, just because and this is what I say too, is like win or lose, this isn't going to go on your like permanent record, so to speak, or anything.
yeah,
And people have a fear of that kind of that win-loss ratio mentality that doesn't even really exist in a way that, they don't want to lose like their first competition or something, but there's no shame in that game, because, you're always learning, you're always progressing. You're getting a chance to hit these moves in practice that you do in competitions. So all in all, just I say to try to take it easy and just to kind of relax and just do what you did in practice. And of course, listen to your coaches. They're going to be right there for you.
man, agreed. And honestly, dude, I would say coaching last weekend and just like calling up position, dude. I mean, James was doing something. James was mounted, and I'm like, James, position of the week, grab the belt. And he grabs the belt and he does the mount escape from bottom, like perfect, dude. Paxton, he was in half guard. He was able to switch it to quarter guard and use his underhook the arm, swim the arm all the way over the head, and then use his other foot to pull the quarter guard out, right? Like we did that in practice. I was like, Paxton, position of the week. Boom. Like immediately clicked to him and he went. And I think one of the reasons why is when they do it in class, I yell out, hey, position of the week. Like, and to them, they get excited. And like, I'm saying that to them while they're rolling, hey, position of the week. They all
Right.
did this. I've been doing this all week. Boom, and they go.
No matter what technique of the class that we're learning for that day, I always try to hit that in the rolls afterwards.
For
Because
sure.
one, it's fresh on your brain, you know what you're doing. But two, theoretically, your opponent knows that move because they were just in the same class, right? So if you're able to do it against somebody who knows what you're about to do to them, then you really got that move.
Exactly. Exactly. And man, it was awesome to see that. It
And,
was really, dude.
it is beautiful.
Yeah.
So while we're still talking about maybe some jujitsu hesitancy and stuff, what what do you say to the people that think like, because you said you were 270 when you walked into your first jujitsu class. What do you say to people who say, "Oh, I'll do jujitsu. I need to get in shape first."
Just do it. Just
Just do
go
it.
just go do it. You're gonna lose weight regardless. Why wait?
Man, nothing will stop you from eating a double quarter pounder with cheese and French fries, like
Exactly.
eating that 2 hours before practice, and you're burping it up. You got to go vomit. You shit yourself all over the
Dude,
place. Like in a way, it forces you into a better diet habit.
eat it after. Who cares? You
Yeah.
just burnt 2,000 calories. Go eat a burger if you want, bro. Like,
Yeah.
unless you're getting ready for competition or you're like truly committed to lose weight, like go, like you got to go all in. You can't half-ass it. And I mean, if you're gonna eat bad, at least eat bad like right before you train or right after you train. That way it's coming off immediately. Like don't go eat Taco Bell before class. Like and but if you are, eat it like 4 hours before and then go work that out. Like it, honestly, I've noticed what I've noticed with my weight journey is I've cut down on calories, I've cut down on sugar. But dude, am I gonna have a Coke? Yeah. Am I gonna go eat a cheeseburger like randomly if I want? Absolutely. I'm not gonna like not eat it, but I'm also not gonna overeat. I'm not gonna go to McDonald's and get me a quarter pounder with cheese with a large fry and a large Coke. No, I'm gonna get me a McDouble and a small, a small Coke or something like that. That's only 300 calories, bro. Not 1,500 or 2,000 calories for one meal. Like people don't get that, so you got to like portionize your meals. Right now, I'm using Myoscience here in Dallas. Abby, or Myoscience. She's my nutritionist, and she's been helping me out. And she's keeping me just to have enough energy to like train and maintain my weight because of work. But like
Yeah.
dude, I'm eating like 6 egg whites. I ate 6 egg whites, 100 grams of blueberries, 100 grams of peanut butter, 100 grams of honey, and like that's my breakfast. Like, and I chow that down. Uh, in
Right.
between, in between, I do like protein shake or something, and then like for lunch, it's like a protein, like a chicken, but like I season it and I do it the way I want to cook it. I just make sure I'm following the portions, and it's been helping me keep my weight off and give me plenty of energy.
I see it, dude. Your shoulders is like so defined. You getting cut up too. What you weighing in at now?
Right now I'm sitting at 230.
What's
So
the what's the lowest you dropped recently? What's the least you weighed?
222.
Ooh,
Yeah, I got down to 222. That was before AJP.
that's still considered ultra heavyweight, huh? Or
It's super if I can hit it with a gi. But if I can't hit it with a gi, then yeah, ultra heavy. I don't mind fighting ultra, man. I don't mind it. I want to go down to super heavy, but I don't mind fighting ultra. I don't know. It's all right. It's just that I'm usually the smaller one in the division, which sucks. But I'm also like a lot. My endurance is a lot better. Uh,
right?
I tend
You
to
got
have
to
more.
no, bro. You're
Huh?
tall. You got a
Yeah,
big. It's hard to cut so much weight.
I'm 6'1", so or 6 foot, 6'1", maybe 6 foot. But yeah, I'm 6 foot, probably about 230 right now, 232 in that range. Um, but like in the morning, I'll wake up, I'll be 227.
Right.
So like as soon as I wake up, I can jump on a scale. I'm usually like 227. So like my morning weight is good.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you know, it's a consistent thing. You got to keep training. And dude, I don't lift any weights. If I do, I'm lifting like really light. I don't do any like crazy lifting. When I start with Jordan, I know Jordan's gonna get me on like a lot of endurance and explosive exercises. Uh, but as of right now, I'm not. I don't lift heavy at all. 20-pound dumbbells, if that.
Yeah, I like
So
a lot of lightweights. I've been doing and body weight judo more recently,
yeah,
and that's got me doing like buku lunges, like 100 lunges, 100 squats, like walking lunges, stationary, just kind of holding the position, duck walks, just time under tension with your own body weight, just moving through full ranges of motion. Because as athletes and really as human beings, that's kind of the way we were designed, and especially for competition and explosiveness, you really got to be able to handle your own body weight on a mastery on
yeah,
a mastery level before you start integrating a lot of these you know mm, supplemented workouts with extra weight and everything. As a beginner, you got to know what you're doing.
that is true, man. That's absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
This duty.
Scoob getting into some bugs or something.
I'm probably eating a frog or something.
That's funny, dude. When you get them?
We've been having them for like a year and a half, about to be 2 years. He's a good dog, man. He protects the house. He's super friendly, nice to the kids. And people give pit bulls bad reps, but
Right. I was gonna say pit bull, right?
yeah, he's awesome, dude. He's a good dog. He was potty trained from the day I got him.
Oh, dude, sweet.
Yeah, so it was. He's nothing but good. Occasionally, I'll throw him a steak here and there.
Oh, pay that little cheese
Dude,
tax.
Thanksgiving, I gave him the raw turkey neck.
Ooh, come on now.
Destroyed it. Destroyed it.
I
But
bet.
good dog. He has a mean bite. He's a purple belt now. He's
Oh,
so I started him with a white belt and I would hold the belt up and he would have to jump and grab it and hang on. He did that until the belt ripped. Once the belt ripped, I went to a blue belt. He
okay.
ripped the blue belt, so now we're at purple. So let's see if we can get him a black belt.
I used to go hang out over at my friend's house and they had a pit bull and they just had like this rope hanging from a tree. The
Yeah,
dog jump up, grab the rope, and then just like wind its body around, just like work out its energy and like its jaw muscles at the same time. It was so hilarious to watch. It would just spin in these circles.
yeah. No, dude, I'll hold the belt, jump on, and just like freaking hang there, dude. It's incredible.
You still can hold him? Is he come all the way up?
Yeah, yeah. He can, and he jumps high, dude. He
Oh,
jumps like really high. I think he can jump over our fence.
look out now.
I'm like, oh man. And yeah, I don't know, but he listens. He doesn't like if I leave the gate open, he doesn't go out. Really good dog. Oh man.
Beautiful. Yeah, so I heard you mention that with like a homeschooling program. What is that like?
So that's just for kids who are homeschooled. So there's a lot of families, at least in where I live, that homeschool. I don't know how Louisiana is. It's been a minute since I've been there, dude. So I've been
Mhm.
like most of my like childhood and my young adult age, right? And then most of my late 20s, early 30s have been in Dallas, and like where I live, very suburb, and there's a lot of parents that homeschool. Uh, so we do like a twice a week. It's a lower rate for them, but they can go twice a week, or if they want to go every day, including the night classes, they just pay the full membership. But they have right to twice a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we have a curriculum specifically pampered to them. Like they're learning, like right now they're learning armbar from mount, and like that's what they're learning all week. And then last week they learned like the punch, like someone punch it, you block and do the full takedown into mount.
Mhm.
Like that's what they learned. And now that they're in mount, so now what does the person do in mount that you don't know, right? They push up, they start pushing, boom, then they go to the armbar. So
Dude, that ironically enough, that's how my jujitsu journey really started. Is just because I had done a lot of wrestling, so I was finding myself ending up in mount very frequently, and I didn't know anything to do once I got there. So I started trying Ezekiel chokes. I wasn't so good at the mechanics of that at the time, but I noticed everybody would push off, and then I was like, okay, well, I guess I can start arm barring from here.
yeah,
And then once I had mastered or got a little bit, I wouldn't say mastered, but got better at hitting that arm bar, I was like, okay, like this is my go-to submission. What do I do if I can't get to mount? Where else can I hit this arm bar? So then I started learning arm bars from guard, from side control. Like it just you start building your repertoire in that way. You get something you're comfortable with, you start hitting it from different positions, nailing those transitions, and just on the lookout for that kind of stuff. And that's super important. The way that y'all are teaching is just to kind of keep everything linear because I know when we first started, I started over at Frank's with y'all. I didn't know enough to understand kind of what that lesson plan was like. But once we made that transition over to NOLA BJJ over at New State with Charles, I kind of felt a little disoriented a lot of times because we would learn one move from one position and then like a submission from a totally unrelated position. And it can be hard for a beginner to, start putting these pieces together and formulate a game plan. And
yeah,
I think like that curriculum is, invaluable to new students especially.
Yeah, I think when I was there, because I was a blue belt, I was kind of comprehending like what was going on and stuff like that, and like the positions. But I can see where it can definitely throw off a beginner if they're not on a consistent, base. And that's why we do what we do. Like we know that all of our students are beginners, and um, if you they go to 6 a.m., 6 a.m. is teaching the same thing that 6:30 p.m. is, and Saturday 10 a.m. is teaching the same thing that the evening class and the morning class is teaching. And like every Tuesday, it's a new position. So every Tuesday we switch. We go, but we keep it consistent so that when they do specific training, they can still work. Like we go, hey, we've been playing guard. We're gonna start in the guard. Whatever we've worked this week, that's what we want to see you guys utilize in the guard. Person on top, you pass. If you pass and establish position, reset. But if you pass and they're blocking, you don't establish, you keep fighting. If they put you back in guard, you keep going. You don't stop. So like and we make them work on that position. They like if they start doing something else, we call them out like, hey, that's not what we're doing. Go back. And you got to hold them accountable because if one person's not doing the position like everyone else, then they're gonna stop and they're gonna watch. And no, you got to keep everyone focused, everyone, and then that's how you learn. If not, if I go in there and I go, hey, all right, I'm gonna show you a scissor sweep. All right, show them a scissor sweep. All right, guys, now I'm gonna go to turtle. I'm gonna take your back and I'm gonna do a rear naked choke. Where the hell did that scissor sweep turn into a back take? Right? How did I get there? So what we do is, all right, we're gonna do a scissor sweep. Boom, we hit the scissor sweep. That guy goes to do a hip escape. So he puts his frames on the hips, starts turning his shoulder. Oh, he's turning his shoulder. You go seatbelt, bring the leg, kind of you're setting it.
Industry secrets, dude. Don't give away your whole game plan.
But I'm just saying, like, if you,
The-
if you do that, the students appreciate it because they see where the position is ending up and how you got there. Instead of just, hey, I'm showing you a scissor sweep. You guys do it for 5 minutes. All right, guys, break. All right, all right, we're gonna go to turtle. I'm gonna get my hook in and I'm gonna start taking the back. It's like, okay, how did that happen? Right? What caused that? What did the opponent or what did the person, the attacker, do to end up on me taking their back? So if as long as it starts at like making sense, the students are going to pick it up and they're gonna do great.
Yeah, it creates a framework for them to have an understanding of kind of like the forest through the trees, so to speak. As a gym owner and somebody who has an input on the curriculum that y'all are going through, how do you balance, or what would you say about scheduling classes and having techniques and things available to newer students, but then also providing enough details for some of the advanced students? And with the way that y'all are teaching, if y'all are repeating the exact same classes, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
They,
we do that on a weekly basis.
so
So
how do you keep the retention from somebody saying, "Oh, well, I came Tuesday, I already learned that. I don't need to go Thursday." So what do you do to mix it up or to keep it fresh for the advanced people or and people who had already made, for example, like the 6:30?
yeah, so we add each instructor has their own detail, right?
Mm,
So getting a few different. You have my way of doing it. You have the way Igor does it, and you have the way Chris does it. So like we all do it our way, but it's the same position. So I might have a different detail that works for me that might not work for Igor or Chris, but it works for my student. It makes sense for them. Same with Igor. That the way he did it might have not worked for the guy who's 300 pounds,
right.
right? So it's like you have to like. There's different ways of approaching it, but then we also like so on. Say we start Tuesday the new position. Wednesday, I show the same position. Thursday, Igor comes in and then he shows and he adds a little bit more or gives a little bit more detail of like because now people have questions.
Mm,
Hey, what
right.
happens with this? What happens with that? And we encourage questions.
Mm,
We go, hey, do you guys have questions? Hey, do you have questions? Like I dude, in the middle of them doing the position, I asked them. So does Igor. Because then they go, oh well, I'm not able to lift them up on my leg here. Oh well, your foot's not engaged. You need to get your foot in. And they're
awesome.
like so that way. And then for the upper belts, dude, upper belts are the ones that miss the most details. It's true. I mean, I'm a brown belt, dude. You know how many details I miss all the time
You're
because
right.
I know the way I do it. But if I now that I'm like teaching, I pay attention more to the details than just trying to get the position. And so for me, it's like all of our upper belts. They're like, oh, I didn't think of that, or oh wow, that's different. That's a different. I did it this way. Now I'm good. This is I can now add this, and I can switch my way of doing it.
I
Like,
love the way you light up about these in-depth questions, dude. You can tell that's what I said. Your passion is there. You know exactly it brings you joy. It brings your heart joy to discuss this kind of stuff. It's amazing. I love that for you.
oh yeah, dude. I mean, it's what I love to do, dude. It's changed my life, bro. It saved my life.
Right, right.
It
Uh,
saved me. Dude, without jujitsu, I wouldn't own a house. I, I wouldn't own a business. Like jujitsu's opened up so many doors for me, and that's something that I want to pass that on to other people. People who come to the gym that don't have their why yet. I want to help them find their why, and their why might be jujitsu, or their why might be, dude, I needed this to expose me to other stuff. I needed to crack my like I needed to build my confidence. So I did jujitsu, and Matt helped me do that. You know, like just to know that I'm able to help somebody. And again, dude, I might not be the coach for everybody. Like there's so Erica tells me I'm too nice. You're too nice. And Erica's so, more.
well, being in a position of quote unquote authority, so to speak, people do look to you almost not just as a coach, but as a life coach. And that's not just for somebody who's in a specific teacher role, but any higher belt or even just somebody who trains next to you. You're always not necessarily comparing yourself, but looking for input from other people,
Yeah,
validation, seeing how other people's experience relate to your own. It's just, a human aspect of being human, is just to kind of just see what else, how other people engage in these different situations and, try to apply that to yourself and to your own life. I found that studying jujitsu is a martial art, not just to go in and to learn the technique of the day, right? But just to kind of approach it like back in the day, where it was kind of like gate kept. There wasn't a lot of internet phenomenon, so to speak. It was more of like this mysterious kind of thing. Like, for martial arts to be a thing, I find, like we were talking about it helping you with your diet, a lot of principles and the self-discipline that you learn on the mats, it really helps translate to other areas of your life, like work and personal relationships kind of thing, even with just the network you've built. So if people really, take the time to really reflect on what they're actually doing and like you said, find their why, it really does become like this whole holistic way of just approaching life, not just training on the mats.
yeah, dude. It's the beauty of it, bro.
So it is good to be nice to people. People are always, there's enough hard stuff going on in this life sometimes.
For sure.
It's like I got the sewer rat, scratch, 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 scratch. That's
But
funny, dude.
it's been a blessing, bro. It's been nothing but a blessing. I love all my students. They're all great. They're all unique in their own ways. They're all there for their own reasons. I tell them all the time, it's a journey. It's your journey. Don't compare to nobody else. It, it might take you 4 years to get your blue belt. It might take you a year. It might take you 10 years to get your black belt. It might take you 20. But don't stop. Just keep up. Keep training. My favorite sayings from Chris Harder when he said, um, 10 years from now, why not be a black belt? You know,
Exactly.
like, why not? Why would you not? Like, it's such great art. But man, yeah, dude, it's done a lot for my life. So I'm super grateful for it and
In your opinion, what makes a good jujitsu student?
be willing to learn.
Hmm.
Willing to learn. Don't set your expectations too high. Believe in your coaches. Like in the gym that truly wants you to be better. There's a lot of gyms out there that just want your money. There's a lot of gyms out there that like they care, but they don't care. Like I don't know. I've just been around the block, and my biggest thing is like, hey, if you have a student who wants to be a world champion, well, you guess what? You have to believe that he wants to be a world champion. And
Mhm.
if you have somebody that just got a and they're timid, well, guess what? Be timid with them. Don't let them like truly understand what's going on. People are going to you for all sorts of reasons, bro. Domestic violence. They just got out of a bad relationship. They're in a divorce. Um, they're trying to find themselves. They're bullied in school or whatever, and like that stuff is real. And you gotta understand that these people are going through stuff, and they're
Right.
they're finding their out. And being that that's their out, you have to be the person to support them.
That's so beautiful. You
Like
know.
you have to. And if you're not, then you're failing as a gym owner because you're in the business for the wrong reason.
Mhm.
I'm in it to see, I'm in it. I'm just gonna do like John Hancock names. I don't want, I'm there for Johnny who wants to be the world champion. You know, I'm there for Charles who has is going through a divorce or whatever. Like I'm there for them and I'm gonna fight with them. Like I have their back. Like
Amen.
and whether they want to be a world champion, they just want to lose weight, they want to do this for self defense, they want to do this because they're being bullied and they want to build some confidence in themselves. Um,
Mhm.
Dude, I'm with you. I'm 100. I got your back. Like if something like, and that's my thing. Like I got your back. I'm not only your coach. I definitely want to be something to them. And if they
So
need me, like I'm there. I offer help all the time, bro. If someone's like doing construction at their house, I'm like, yeah, I'll come help you, dude. No problem. Like, you know that they can count on me regardless. Whether they're my student today or they're not my student, like they can always count on me. Like I have guys who come from open mats at different gyms that come open mat and roll. Like I welcome them with open arms, bro. I don't treat them any different than I treat my students.
Mhm.
I just appreciate that they want to come roll, right? They want to come roll in my gym. They've seen my gym. They've heard of me, or one of my students have mentioned me, and they're like, "Oh, Matt's a great guy. Come train." Like that means a lot more to me than like anything besides like my family and my wife. Like just my reputation as a human. I've always wanted to do good and never do anything that's going to jeopardize my standing in society. I'm a true believer in good karma, and if you do good, good things will happen to you. And a lot of these people don't. They're going through tough times, or whatever, and you just have to, you got to be there for them because everyone goes through tough times,
you said it.
including
Well,
myself.
thanks, you, Matt, and me too. That was something I experienced, and like I said, talking about the crossovers. In my career, when I was working for the post office, I became the shop steward, which is kind of like your union representative while you're at work. And one of the first things, they teach you, or, I heard from a podcast, somebody who was super passionate about being a steward is, you know, no matter what that carrier did, whatever your coworker did, you fight for that person because you don't know what's going on in their life. It might take everything in their power just to come to show up to work.
Yeah,
And, you fight for that person. It's their career, it's their life on the line. In many ways, literally or figuratively, that it really does make a difference. And so the fact that somebody even just shows up to class is a miracle sometimes. So to have
dude,
them come to train and then hopefully, just leave in a better space, making the world better after the class, that they've had a chance to, go work through kind of whatever frustrations, anxiety, or whatever they were feeling through the day, just to kind of have that outlet, that escape where they're handling certain things to help figure out whatever else is going on in their life. It's so important.
for sure.
Well, so we've been rolling, dude. If you got some more time, I got a couple more questions, and
Yeah,
I know. He's a family man, got to go.
Yeah,
And
that's
same
Eric.
here.
Erica texted me like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was my girl's birthday, hence the Hello Kitty.
There you go.
She had a Hello Kitty birthday, but we'll wrap it up in a bit if you got time, if that's all right.
Yeah, I can probably do another 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
No, just because I need I gotta help her put the kids down.
yes, sir. So what advice would you give to somebody who's starting to look training? What should they look for in a gym to find a good place for them to start training?
A mix of people, culture, the instructors there. So my biggest thing is culture, right? If there's a lot of people on the mat, that means the culture is good. If you walk into a class, there's about 10 to 15 people on the mat. I mean, I'm just speaking from experience. Obviously, this gym's bigger, but like we average about 15 on the mat for every class, unless there's like like someone's sick or there's like a flu running around.
Mm,
15 to 20 per class. And that shows that the culture is good, and it's a mix of people. It's not just dudes. It's not there's women, there's men, there's all sorts of people in the gym. So like that's important. Cleanliness, right? Like you walk in, the gym smells clean. It
mm,
doesn't smell like socks. It doesn't smell like, you don't see hair on the mat. It's like
yeah. Some of
tape
that.
on the floor. Yeah, but dude, in today's world, it's not. You have mom and dads walking in there. They want to know that the place, especially with all the viruses and all that stuff. And I'm not like a go get vaccinated type of person, right? But it's like you have to take precaution. Skin infections are nasty, and they can cause some damage.
True.
Um, but like we clean every day. We clean the mats after every class, besides the evening classes, like six a.m. Right after clean, yoga after clean,
Awesome.
homeschool after clean, and then it's ready for the night class. And then right after night class, we clean. And we just try to make it clean, smell good. We have dressing rooms for the students, that way you don't have to get dressed in the middle of the mat or anything like that. Give them their privacy.
Right.
Um, just if the gym is pampering to you, right? Like you're a paying customer, and you're paying for services. And if you want to go to a gym where you're sleeping on the mat and it smells, whatever, like if you want to experience that, great. I've trained at gyms like that before. I don't mind it. But like, you go to AOJ, you're walking into like a state of the art facility. You go to Soul Fighters Highland Park. I mean, not Park, Soul Fighters Allen, their new gym. It's state of the art. It's like, high tech lights, mats, brand new mats, like clean. You come into my gym, we have a lobby with a pro shop, like, and it's like it's not thrown in there. It's all placed in good placements for people to visually see it, touch it. Um, we have a coffee bar, like, so if you're hanging out, you can drink coffee. You can, have
How,
some water.
how
Uh,
much of that was like kind of Soul Fighters like business plan, and how much of that is just you as a engaged owner?
it's a mix, but most of it, like the coffee bar and the coffee bar and like the other amenities that we did were us. But like the pro shop with Soul Fighters, they have a nice pro shop. We have one too. Uh, the dressing room was our setup. That was something that we wanted to add because Soul Fighters, you get dressed in the restroom, or there's a back room in the back you can get dressed in. We wanted to have a dressing room, that way they weren't stepping off the mat and like going to get dressed. Um, but like the coffee bar was our idea. I just said I have morning class on Saturday. Why not have a coffee? My wife is in the lobby. Why she can have a coffee with moms, stuff like that, dude. So like, it just makes it more like if you have to work, you bring your laptop in, you can use the Wi-Fi, you can work. It's quiet, like because we have a divider for the mat. So if we're being too loud, we can close the door. Um, so we set it up pretty nice. And I mean, Atos has a beautiful gym in San Diego.
Yeah.
Um, Rodrigo Pineros is opening this incredible facility down in San Antonio, bro. It's like I think it's like 5,000 square feet of mats or something like that. It has like state of the art bathrooms with showers, sauna rooms, like offices for the instructors. And like it's legit.
Wow.
And
Mm.
I'm That's what jiu-jitsu needs. And I think that's if you have that, you can.
It does some of that professionalism and everything. That's what I
Yeah,
like at Keenan's. They had like mouthwash and everything in the bathrooms, and
yeah.
like everything was so super clean. It goes a long way.
In one of the bathrooms we have like pads and tampons for women. We have baby wipes and a changing table.
Important.
We have in the women's locker room we have like dry shampoo. We have hair ties. We have all sorts of stuff. We have scales that they can use. We have a mirror in the women's locker room.
Man, I can tell I'm gonna have to have you on again because we got so much to talk about. I got like three more questions if you don't mind to get to on this one, and you
Yeah,
can elaborate or keep it as short as you need to for your time constraints. But
sure.
I'll just fire them off real quick. Um, how important do you think it would be? I know we talked a little bit about maybe taking that step to open a gym. How important is having an affiliation like Checkmat or Soul Fighters or something like that
I
to
think
the success of a gym?
I think it gives you credibility, right? Like you're coming from a high end team or something like that, and then the curriculum, right? You can follow the same curriculum that the other schools are teaching. Um, I don't know Checkmat's stuff, but I know at Soul Fighters they I've been working with Tank and Igor on a curriculum, and we're really utilizing it. It's all Tank and Igor, and then they're now I'm learning it at my gym and teaching it there. But like
Right.
the fundamentals program in Allen, if you go to like the fundamentals class, most of the stuff right now, because again, most of the students are white belts, we're running the same fundamental stuff. So if you go to Allen to go train for a fundamental class, you're going to learn the same exact thing. So
Yeah, it's cool. It would almost be awesome if there, I mean, I don't know, there probably is. I'm at a gym right now. We're with Gladiators with Tim Crater, but it would
Tim,
be awesome if there was like one big Facebook conglomerate of like all of the schools where everybody could like chime in and like, hey, we were learning this week, this, that, whatever. I had questions about this, and then just keep the community together a little bit
yeah,
more.
we don't necessarily have that, but we do follow the same positional stuff.
What are some of what are some of your most popular classes?
Our man, Saturday 10 a.m. class is popping.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't expect Saturdays to be good. Our Friday no-gi class is popping. We usually have like 15 to 20 people on the mat on Fridays.
Awesome.
And then there's man, my night classes are awesome. Like my night classes are there's never if there's less than 10 people, it's because people were sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got a family of 3 siblings. They come, dude. These kids are gonna be they're gonna
Cool.
be and so they come, dude, and they make the class like everyone's all in, and like you can see when they're there, all the other kids kind of follow through with the same attitude, like hey, we're here to train.
Ah,
I love that, but we average about anywhere from 12 to 15 students per class.
do y'all have a lot of like parents and then their sons or daughters training at the same time? Do y'all have separate kids classes going on at the same time as parents classes or
No, it's separate, and they don't go on at the same time, but we do encourage the parents to try the class so that they can relate to their kids.
hmm
And usually they end up training, and we have a
and they give them homework. They could do jujitsu homeschooling.
yeah, I mean we have a few parents that train and their kids train too, and it's awesome to see.
Mm, I have one more question. I have one more question. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. Um, well, we could wrap it up, and I can think of it maybe while you're talking. But just we didn't do an intro at the beginning. Do you want to just talk a little bit about yourself? I know your Instagram's Falavina BJJ underscore in there somewhere, but
Yeah,
just give a little shout out, like little closing introduction of.
cool. So my name is Matthew Falavinha. A lot of people call me Falavinha, with my last name. I'm a business owner and an academy owner. I just opened up my gym with my business partner about 4 months ago, October 1st to be exact. Um, brand new journey. Been training jiu-jitsu for 13 years. 3 years and 3 to 4 years in Louisiana, and then the rest has been here in Dallas. I'm a brown belt under Bruno Tank Mendez. I'm a brown belt this last year for belt promotions. My goal was to get it on the podium, but didn't go my way for Master Worlds. Active competitor. I try to compete anywhere from 4 to 6 times a year. It's not as active as most, but business now and having to teach, it's a little harder. But I do plan on coaching. Coaching's been my new hobby. It's been my new passion. Um, but yeah, man, training 13 years, I want to say, and I won't stop until my body gives up. It's something I love to do, and owning the gym has helped me grow so much, and it's helped grow my family, and it's helped me get closer to my family too. So, but it's been a blessing. You know, I wish more people. I wish more people success at owning business. It's hard. Owning a gym is hard. It's not easy, and nothing but respect to all gym owners that own gyms. They all have their own, personality of students. They have their own. I give a different appreciate. I see the difference in a business. I appreciate business owners, jujitsu gym owners, a lot more now than I did
Just
even,
as
even during my day job, bro. Because I work with them, Uh, but now that I know what they go through on a day-to-day basis, I'm like, oh, dude, this is hard. So
were you teaching any classes? Did Tank let you just kind of cover for him to any degree
I used to
before you
teach.
opened your own academy? Or
I used to teach 3 days a week.
how did,
Oh, I loved it.
mm,
I taught the fundamentals classes. I think it was Wednesday. No, it was Thursday and Saturday. I taught the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I taught the fundamentals class.
yeah, that's something important. I think a lot of instructors neglect is not only does your jujitsu have to be competent, but you have to have a degree of coaching capability to be an
Oh,
effective coach. And do you find yourself, do you get to make a lot of training outside of when you teach, or are you only making it to the gym kind of like when you're training? I know a lot of
dude,
people kind of fall into that.
I train at the gym. I grab my guys that I know that are going to push me, and that's where I roll with, and pretty much it. I'll grab a couple. As a gym owner and an instructor, you should train with you roll with everybody. But like if I'm doing comp training, then I specifically roll with the
Right.
select roll with. But like on open mats, I roll with all of them. At least I try to. If I don't roll with them, I make sure to roll with them next time I roll. That way they get to grapple with me. But they're not like, oh, I never get to grapple with Matt. No,
Yeah,
we're
you
all
can
roll.
assess where they're at to a degree. I thought about the question that I wanted to ask, and this is the last one before we close it up. What is your opinion on how soon do you start white belts, new students to the gym in like competitive sparring towards the end of class? Do you encourage that for somebody day one? Because a lot of people come into the gym or who have that hesitancy don't want to get their their buns cooked their first day,
Yeah,
and maybe it could be a little counterproductive, to say, "Wow, I'm really not ready for this," kind of
yeah.
thing. What is your opinion? When do y'all start students rolling?
It depends on the student. I usually have them start rolling within 2 to 3 days after training. Like the first day, they hang out with me, they watch, they ask questions, I answer the questions. But then they also see me coaching the students, right? I go, hey, his guard's open, stand up, pass, stuff like that. They get to see that, and they're like, oh, he's actually coaching. Like he's not just sitting here watching them roll. And so then the next time they go, I go, hey, do you wanna roll? And they're like, yeah. So then I put them with somebody that I know isn't gonna like try to
Wonderful,
blame them. So I have the select students that I go, hey, you like if they know like Matt's gonna put them with me,
cool,
and
man.
so then I put them with them. That way they roll in an upper belt, but they see that the upper belt's nice and not a bully, and then the upper belt's teaching them stuff as they roll. And then the third time, then I put them with somebody like when they're going full at it. I put them with somebody that's at their level. I'd never put them with somebody that's better than them.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll roll with a beginner. I don't let them stand the first week, but then after that, because we show takedowns too during class. So after a week of training takedown and learning break falls, then we let them do takedowns.
Beautifully said. Just in closing, would any kind of closing comments, encouraging words, or maybe anybody to look for? Like, what jujitsu content do you consume? Are you reading a lot of like newsletters or like BJJ World, whatever it is, kind of thing, or
Yeah, dude.
any athletes to look out for?
So I'm a big. Um, I watch a lot of IBJJF, obviously. Um, BJJ Cria, which is it's a page in Brazil. I watch that because there's a lot of athletes from Brazil that nobody knows that are like coming up.
Mm.
And then
Like
like athletes
Gomez,
who
Jansen Gomez was on the show.
yeah, but Jansen's been around for like people didn't know how good that kid is, dude. But that kid is incredible. But like Jansen's known now, right? But like, there's this girl here in Dallas. Her name is Victoria. She's like world champion, Pan Am champion, no-gi world champion. The girl is incredible, dude. Like savage. And she's like 110 pounds, like, but she will demolish any. Like, she is a beast. There is, Heba Mar in San Antonio. That's somebody that I watch. I watch dearly. He's probably one of the best heavyweights. I in my opinion. Yeah, he can. I mean, win or lose, his jiu-jitsu is just beautiful. Hinato Canuto, guy's
Mhm.
jiu-jitsu is beautiful. Um, love Jacob Couch, great,
Yeah.
great guy, dude.
Oh,
Every time I see him, him and I just kick it off like we met in Dallas for the first time. He's a great guy, and his jiu-jitsu is beautiful. Uh, I mean, dude, yeah,
did
I
you
mean, Jan,
watch the show?
huh?
Did you watch the show? Who's up next?
The new is they're coming out with another one or the one that you were on?
The one I was on. They
I
didn't do a
watched.
season yet.
I know that's what I was saying. I mean, I watched yours. Yeah, it was
Which is,
good. My favorite episode to this day is the one where Tackett took down the bull.
dude, insane, right?
It took his back. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude, just did like a little front leg trip and then
Dude,
took
insane.
on Big Dan.
He
Finger
was, he
on.
was the smallest.
Ah, week, dude.
He was the smallest one, dude. It
That
was
was nuts. There was so much hype around that just on set when that was going on. We just knew that was going to be a huge pivotal moment in the show when that happened. That was
that.
insane by the producers to make that matchup where you could get so seriously hurt doing that and then have to go into a physical competition afterwards. It was definitely over the top, and that was definitely a big time favorite moment on the show for me and a lot of people.
That was probably my favorite episode. But it was dope that they did that. The no time limit is boring. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
scholarly and I'm cool with submission only and all that, but you gotta have a time limit. I think the 3 hour match like that was stupid.
Hey, it's part of the game, baby.
Yeah, I get it. I like I don't think adult black belts should compete. No, it should be a 5 minute match because they don't do anything until the last 2 minutes anyway. So it's like let,
Yeah, I
let's
was
put it.
talking with the behind the scenes guy on the show about maybe some of the rules and things about that. There's OG Trey Robinson. Shout out Trey, Scratch Nation, baby. But I can tell we're gonna have to have another conversation when we can sit down and talk some more about this kind of stuff because we could be here all night and we both got family responsibilities. So we'll just leave it at that. I appreciate your time. Good luck on your academy. I'm gonna try to get out there. Maybe we do a
Oh,
little sure rat session. Show them the Uchiwaza and the miso
do it.
sorry.
Let's do it.
All right, Matt. Cool,
All right.
man. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Bless
Thank you.
you, bless your family, and y'all be good, friend.
You too, bro. Later,
Thank you,
man.
brother. Bye.